What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? Whew, what is happening? Quite a day today, man. Holy smokes. I go out to the mall, we go shopping for a few hours and come home and spicy market. Holy smokes. What's going down? How you guys doing, man? How's your day been? Stressful? Not stressful? Let me know. Let me know. We got some super chats. We got a super sticker from Paul, my guy, my dude. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, man. Good to see you here every day, Paul. I love it, man. Lawrence, shout out to the channel sponsor, Descent Wallet. Not your keys, not your wallet. Let's go. Absolutely, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. As always, it means everything. Carlos, big things popping, little things stopping, baby. Hell yeah. Danny, my guy, I got the tortillas that will cross your eyes. WF Capital, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Paul, Rob, nice to see you again and waiting for your live stream. Thank you so much for being here, Paul. Yo, Lily, what's going on, dear? Good to see you. Good to see you. Bulbasaur's in the house. Let's go, J Money. First Pokemon of the day. Danny, how did Bitcoin jump back to 97K? It's got the shakes that'll make you quake, brother. That's why. When do you think Jasmine staking will be available? And do you see it having the same APY? It depends on how many people stake, right? If not a lot of people are staking, then the APY is going to be higher, right? The more people that stake, the lower the APY will go. Same as on Onyx Coin, right? So yeah, but as far as when it goes live, from my understanding, from the roadmap they released, their target is Q2 for them of this year, which is actually Q3 for us, right? So Q3 of this year. Easy, yo, back. You say, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Absolutely, brother. Jay, chat, we are so back, baby. Alex, what's up, my guy, my dude, my brother? What's happening, man? Jake the Snake. Just got the transmission back inside my car, and Bitcoin is pumping. Chat, we're so back, baby. I done doing some yard work. Nice. Get that yard work done, man. Get out in the sun, touch that grass, cut that grass, smell that grass, baby. My Mexican jeans, kick it in. There you go, brother. Mario, let's go, baby. The suspense is making me sick. Baby got back. Anyone with vibes on Sora? Validator token. I don't know anything about it, to be honest with you. There she is, Gamma Goddess in the house. Hope everyone's doing well. Looks like Bitcoin and XCN are running tonight. Don't forget Nadix. Nadix is up 19.7% since the obituary was written. Guys, as always, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. Does not cost you a dime, a nickel, a penny, not a single red cent. Pennies are money, and it doesn't cost you nothing. So go ahead and do that for me. It would be greatly appreciated, guys. Strawberry Dragon, what's going on? Gabe, what's up, buddy? XCN looks like it's broken its descending channel. Nice. Ben, is Digibyte worth holding? Yeah, it's a good project. Latino Hustler, let's hold our horses a bit, Rob Father. Gotta see what the Chicken Powell says. Yes, absolutely. That's why I'm wondering, is this in fact a bull trap? Squirtle, what's up, Squirtle? Bulbasaur, Squirtle, green tea in the house. Wipe your feet at the door before you enter this room. Get them likes up to my Zebek Nation. Yes, guys, if you love Zebek, if you're holding Zebek, smash that like button for me and let me know. Let me know. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. Come on. Jake, touching grass works. Who knew? Good evening, fellow Zebekians riding on the cookie space ship swiftly through the XCN galaxy. There we go. I see what you did there. Up from here, fam. There we go, Nick. Moonwell making some moves. Yeah, Moonwell it's up 1.1%. I'll take it. Your boy, my guy, my dude. Grateful for God, grateful for you, and grateful for our weirdo community family. Hell yeah. XOR up 100%, 130%. Nice. I worry that price is being manipulated by somebody because, I had to look at the chart yesterday and it wasn't looking, it looks heavily manipulated. Lizzie, what's up? Look forward to our one-on-one. Finally. This is my first one-on-one ever in my whole life. Very nervous. You should be nervous. I'm just messing with you, Lizzie. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. Dominic. Hey, my brother Rob. Haven't been here in a while. Yes, where you been, man? Where we see XCN around June? 7-8 cents. That's possible. It's possible. 7-8 cents is possible. Depends on what happens in the short term here. AZ Marine, where you been, my brother? Beebs, my guy. What's cooking, man? Crypto future millionaires. Let's go. XOR is down. It's far from up. Yeah, it's still down like 99.99% from the top. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. Guys, shout out to the channel sponsor, Descent Self-Custody Wallet. Get yourselves ones today. Get the biometric wallet. Get the card wallet. Get them both. I got 5 of the biometric wallets. I got 3 of the cards. Thinking about getting some more. Absolutely, guys. Use my link down below. Get a great deal, like Tony the Tiger says, man. Absolutely. Doug, good evening, man. Things heating up. Things looking spicy. Hopefully it is not a bull trap, though. We got to be careful, right? We got to be careful. Bitcoin's looking good. However, what we don't want to happen here, guys, is a double top, right? We don't want this to wick back down, end up a double top, because then we could collapse down back to 93.4, back to 91K, back down to 88K. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. But listen, this white line right here, guys, it's a $1.2 billion sell wall. So that's a lot of resistance. We're probably going to do this for the rest of the week before we can finally break out of that, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. If we don't reject hard, hopefully we do not reject hard off of here. That would not be good. That would be tragic. I believe the Feds started QE. Did they? I haven't seen anything, but that would be amazing. Danny, hey, playa. How we doing? How do we buy ZBEC? Appreciate all you do. You could buy ZBEC, honestly, you can buy it on Coinbase wallet. You can buy it in the States, I think. Hang on, I think you can buy it. I don't know where you are. If you're in the States, I know you can get it on Coinbase wallet. You can get it on you can get it on Gate.io, Digifinex, OKX, HTX, KuCoin, MEXC, BingX, Coinbase wallet, Crypto.com, Radium, BitTrue, Blowfin. You can buy it a lot of places, man. Lots and lots of places. Galaxy Shooter, I don't know if you answered this already, but do the YouTube members? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I'll be putting my alert. You know what? I'm going to put my alert today. I'll put it on the new gem we're getting. I will put that on the buy and sell alerts for the YouTube members after this stream is over. Good evening, Mike. What's up, buddy? When are you doing the reassessment of the exits? Like I've said multiple times, as soon as my portfolio turns completely green, I will be coming out with a video for the Patreon members, a brand new exit price point list for everything that we're into right now. Speaking of which, guys, we are in a new micro cap gem over on the Patreon. Phenomenal tokenomics. It is in the decentralized finance narrative. You do not want to miss out on this play, guys. Get over to the Patreon. Listen, we cleaned house on XCN. We made a fortune on ZBEC. We're looking to make a fortune on Nadix. Guys, you want to get in early on these plays. The link to the Patreon is in the chat. Get over there before these projects start to pump. Tony, if you got in at 15 zeros XOR, you're not wrong, Tony. You're not wrong. Rob, I'm a little late, but a Patreon member. Can you do TA on TAR? Man, it seems like every single live stream somebody asks me to do TA on TARS AI every single day. Yes, hang on a second here. Hang on a second here. Let me pull up the chart. I think I already have a chart out there, but Uh, bu- bu- bu. What is the ticker for TARS AI again? TAI. Okay. Yeah, that's right. There's not enough. Like, listen, there's not enough history on TARS AI to be doing TA on the chart. Really. I mean, here, I'll pull it up here. Hang on a second. I guess, yeah, it's not a long chart, right? And the shorter the charts, if there's not a lot of history on a chart, the less reliable TA is, right? I mean, this only goes back to May, right, of last year. So we had this descending channel breakout, or this falling wedge channel, sorry. We broke out, but this looks very, very similar to Onyx Coin's chart, to Swift Coin's chart. If we look, we have a bull flag forming right here on TARS AI. This is going to move very, very big to the upside very, very soon, right? There's a bull flag on the breakout of the falling wedge. This is going to go pretty big pretty soon, guys. So absolutely, you're going to see a nice move on TARS AI. A guy, hey Rob, looking forward to our one-on-one on Friday. There you go, brother. Me too, brother. Big Bono gifting out a membership, my guy, my dude, my brother. Thank you so much. This group is great. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that, brother. We try to make everybody happy. Yes, please, TARS AI. Yes, Gabe, can you do TA on a little coin called XCN? I can do that for you, Gabe. I can do that for you. Da, 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 da. Yeah, like I said, XCN, very, very similar. You got kind of a double bull flag. Like, it's kind of weird how this played out. But you found support here, right? You kind of got this weird channel. It's not exactly a bull flag, but you caught support right here, right? Now this was originally a bull flag, but I mean, if you go from the wicks, I suppose it still is, but I generally don't go through the wicks. But yeah, this is going to move pretty big to the upside, in my opinion, pretty soon. In fact, you could already be breaking out to the upside on this current daily candle. So for sure, XCN is going to move pretty big to the upside, pretty big. You know what we're going to do here? Started from the bottom. Now we're here. So you hit resistance at the 50, the 50-point Fibonacci. You've got a little bit here, significant level at the 382. It's not really resisting. It's not really acting as a level of resistance. So the 618, you've rejected off that 3 times, right? So you got to break through, back through the 382, and we'll see what happens from there, right? So we got to get some volume back in the space. That's what I want to see. Alfredo, hey Rob, and family, thoughts on Layer AI ticker symbol. I can't do that on here. I got to do it over on TradingView. I did this morning too. I did TA on this project this morning for people. Yeah, this is another project. There's not a lot of history on the chart here, right? So it's not very reliable. You don't really have a reliable, when you only have history from March, like the history doesn't mean anything on the daily. We could go down to the 4-hour, but you kind of got this little, almost looks like a cup and handle, but uh, when there's no history on a chart, guys, it's really almost impossible to get a reliable read on the chart itself, right? I mean, you could go from the high to the low here on the fibs and see you've got resistance. Let me get rid of this. right? You got resistance at the 786 at 2027 if you break above here, but you've got your 618 sitting right at 2024. Could be resistance there, but again, it's such a small history on this chart. It's not really super reliable. So, Mike, why is everything running up? Any ideas? Because Mama said it bees like that sometimes, brother. Yeah, that's the second time I've heard that today, that the Fed started QE, but I haven't seen any official announcement yet. Charmander, we got Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander. We need Pikachu in the house. We need Lickitung. Where's Isaac? Where is Isaac? We don't have no Lickitung here. EZ, you haven't done TA on spell. Spell token. Fly, XCN, fly. David, what's up, buddy? RJ, little bag. That's what she said. Encourage somebody. Ramona, happy Tuesday, wealthy weirdos. Nice, nice, nice. I'm ready to bless so many family members. Let's go. Abe Cool. Hope you're better, Rob. Using stop loss for AI16Z. What is the best plus minus? Honestly, man, I don't talk about doing leveraged or swing trading on here. I only talk about it occasionally on the Patreon because I don't want to encourage leverage trading on here, my friend. Mama knows best. Absolutely. Perk. What's up, my dude? Followed your advice since our one-on-one in February. Finally see the light on not being too diversified with a bunch of small bags. You're the best, man. Hey, you're the best, man. I appreciate you. Beast mode. What's up, man? A big FOMC meeting tomorrow. Spicy senses making me feel like a surprise is on the way. Thoughts on how high Veracity might fly this bull run? I am a big fan of Veracity, but I'd probably be out somewhere around 25 cents if I'm being honest with you, man. I know a lot of people want to say $1, but I don't know. Yes, the Fed said today he will inject. Did he really? $20 billion? Well, $20 billion injection. Maybe that's why the market's starting to pump. A little bit of QE. Nice, nice, nice. Maybe he follows up on that when he speaks tomorrow. We'll have to see, right? Fed silently bought $400 billion in 3-year. Nice, nice. That's what's going on, baby. Absolutely. You love to see it, man. You love to see it. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. Doesn't cost you a single solitary penny, guys, right? So why wouldn't you go ahead and do it when it's free? It's absolutely free. Okay, let's get into some of the news, guys. We haven't really talked about the news. So let's see what's going on out there in the wide world. Also, use our link down below for the Descent self-custody wallet. Get yourselves a great deal, guys. Okay, what do we have? What do we have? Yes, we have this. Mr. T, talking smack. Mr. T alludes to a big announcement coming in the next few days.
And those days are over. And, I said before in our meeting with the new and very talented Prime Minister of Canada, that we have some very big announcement to make. It's not about trade, it's about something else, but it's going to be a truly earth-shattering and positive development for this country and for the people of this country. And that'll take place sometime within the next few days.
Is Canada going to be the 51st state? Is that the announcement? I doubt it. Wouldn't that be something, though? Wouldn't that be something? I'd buy that for $1. All right, what else do we got going on, guys? U.S. Congress sparks anxiety in cryptocurrency markets. Investors in the cryptocurrency market are closely monitoring the potential impact of a U.S. congressional failure to approach pending stablecoin regulations. Matt Hogan, the CIO of Bitwise, has voiced concerns about the possible effects of regulatory uncertainties on altcoin markets. The lack of clear regulations could lead to a challenging summer period for altcoins. Hogan highlighted that if the legislative process concerning stablecoins and market structure stall in Washington, it could result in an extended period of uncertainty for altcoins. Stablecoins play a crucial role in providing liquidity and trading pairs in altcoin markets. Without proper regulation, it might become difficult for smaller scale assets to gain support from financial institutions. Just because financial institutions are not going to start buying altcoins until there's stablecoin regulation, we didn't have institutions buying altcoins in 2017. We didn't have institutions buying altcoins in 2021. That doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden, because institutions aren't buying altcoins because there's no stablecoin regulation, there's not going to be an altcoin season. Yeah, that's what I think of that. During preparations for the Senate votes on the Genius Act, the current state of altcoins has become a focal point. Numerous institutions have previously stressed the necessity of regulatory clarity for entering the cryptocurrency space. While the excitement of ongoing efforts has prompted some early steps, the deadlock in regulatory endeavors could potentially halt plans with unfavorable outcomes for cryptocurrencies. While the Senate Banking Committee initially extended broad support for the Genius Act, recent party internal vote shifts have introduced further uncertainty regarding its viability. Some officials have voiced the need for swift enactment of a law to ensure stability in crypto markets. Meanwhile, officials from several prominent crypto platforms have called on policymakers to expedite the legislative process. This plea is deemed crucial for bolstering altcoins with broader institutional backing and enhancing market liquidity. Notably, Mr. T and his crypto team have frequently introduced statements supporting this direction. The implementation of stablecoin regime for altcoin markets could simplify institutional investors' entry into the market in the future. Conversely, the absence of such regulations is seen as leaving altcoins vulnerable to volatility. We want volatility in crypto as retail investors. That's a good thing for us. What the hell are you complaining about? We don't care. We want volatility. If there's no volatility in altcoins, guess what? There's no life-changing wealth either, right? Just like if you want the life-changing volatility to the upside, you got to be willing to take the volatility to the downside, right? We don't want structured, stable assets in altcoins. We want volatility, baby. We want to ride the roller coaster, right? The cream rises to the top. Oh, yeah, dig it. Who cares if institutional investors don't start buying altcoins? They buy OTC anyways, guys, right? OTC desk purchases don't affect the price of crypto. So who gives a crap if they don't buy it, right? It doesn't pump the price. They buy it. If you don't know what OTC is, go over to the Patreon. I did a tutorial video breaking down OTC desks and what it means. Basically, to sum it up quickly, they're purchasing crypto at lower prices than market value so that it doesn't affect the price, right? That's why when you see Michael Saylor buy $10 billion in Bitcoin, it doesn't drive the price up because he's buying it OTC. So who cares if these institutions don't buy it? Because they buy OTC anyway. They buy below market value and then they sell at market value later. Screw those guys, right? Retail, that's what we want. So yeah. As soon as they said China and US are meeting in Switzerland, Bitcoin went wild. There you go. Hey Rob, can you look into Hoppy? What are your thoughts? Sav, I already looked at a whole bunch of altcoins. I gotta burn through the news now, brother. I'm gonna start doing altcoin request live streams on Wednesday evenings at 8 p.m. guys, because I know everybody wants altcoin requests. So from now on, starting not tomorrow because my son has soccer, but well, yeah, you know, we'll do it tomorrow, maybe 9 p.m. Central. Starting tomorrow, we're going to start doing altcoin request evening live streams on Wednesdays, okay? Because I know a lot of people have those requests. So Nick Carney said Canada will never be for Yeah, I know. A man can dream. A man can dream, right? What else do we got going on in the news, guys? Actually, let's get in this video over on Squawk Box and give my voice box a rest because I'm losing my voice again. The consumer is hanging in there because they have jobs. Hightower Stephanie Link.
This policy meeting, we need AI to figure that. Latest policy meeting is set to begin today. The futures right now are in the red. Look very similar to other mornings recently. For more on the markets, let's bring in Stephanie Link, Chief Investment Strategist, Portfolio Manager at Hightower Advisors, as well as a CNBC contributor. Which start with macro. You're not always comfortable there. You're sort of comfortable either place, but interesting piece that kind of aligns with some of your comments in the journal today, Jerry Baker talking about, and I don't think he means that it's that we're past the point of worrying, but he says, have we dodged the tariff disaster? Brexit's results were less dire than opponents had warned. Something similar may be happening here. He goes on to say, look, it's way too soon to celebrate because the actual tariffs aren't in. But we heard the jobs number, Steph. Oh, it's going to be, this is huge. This is going to show that. And then all we did when it came in okay was, all right, it's next month is definitely the one to look at. I mean, we waited for Godot for 2 years, a couple of years ago, for a recession when the Fed was raising. That never came. I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen now, but you pointed out that we went from oversold completely. Now we're almost overbought again.
Yeah. I mean, 3 weeks ago, we actually hit a 5-year low in the fear and greed index. It got to 4, Joe. 0 is the worst, and 100 is the most optimistic. We got to 4. During COVID, we got to 2. So we were very, very oversold, and we've rallied. We're up 13% since then. But a lot of it is because the earnings numbers have come in better than expected. Earnings growth is 13.3%. Revenues are growing 4%. I was actually pretty pleased with the guidance. I know there are a couple of industries that are struggling, but I do think that for the most part, we did get guidance, and I wasn't sure we were even going to. So a lot of this has to do with the fact of what you mentioned. I mean, the jobs number on Friday was really a pretty good report. Better jobs, lower inflation on the wage side. But we've also seen real final sales from purchasers, from domestic purchasers, was up 3%. What does that tell you in the GDP report? It strips away a lot of the unevenness in terms of inventories, the government spending, and that sort of thing. And so that rose 3%. That's pretty healthy. I'm not saying we're running 3% growth in the economy now, but I think we're much better than what was feared in terms of a recession. And by the way, last week we got really good income and spending numbers. Real spending was the best since January of 2023. Yes, we probably pulled through some tariff issues, pre-buying, but for the most part, the consumer's hanging in there, and that's because they have jobs.
Yeah. And you worry when you're not worried, and you're worried. So I'm
worried.
You worry when you're not worried, so you're worried, so you're not worried.
I worry. Look, the market always climbs a wall of worry. We worry about something. There's so much to worry about.
I finally arrived at where you were. If you worry when you're not worried and you still are worried, then you're not worried because you are worried.
Well, I worry when I don't worry because that means I'm complacent.
I know.
That's what
I totally understand what you're saying. And that GDP number gave the bears and Democrats reason to celebrate, but it really wasn't what it appeared to be necessarily. The other thing, Steph, I don't care why oil is at 50, wherever it is. It was, as low as 57. Maybe it's growth worries. Maybe it's, what the Saudis say. Whatever it is, it's both. But it's unbelievably great for inflation and inflation expectations.
Yes, absolutely. I know we're all worried about egg prices because they're still high, but they're coming down. But we're not complaining about a 13% drop in gasoline prices, right? That's certainly going to help the consumer. Inflation is coming down, Joe. And it's not where the Fed wants it to be at 2%, but 2.5%, 3%, certainly better than the 9% numbers we were seeing 2 years ago. So I think the consumer, again, they've got jobs, wages are running 3.5%, 4%, inflation's coming down. And that's why real spending was what it was in terms of last week's numbers, and very encouraging. It'll be really interesting, though, to hear the consumer discretionary companies when they report earnings, because that obviously will be the real tell. And that sector has gotten hammered this year, and actually over the last 2 years.
You had 9% cash in February. You're 2% today. You made 3 additions that you mentioned to us: Wells Fargo, PWR, and Meta. Right?
Yeah. Well, look, Wells Fargo, I like the banks. I'm overweight the banks. Wells Fargo had a solid quarter. But what I like about it is that they're a self-help story. They are focusing on productivity, especially on the consumer side. They're working on gaining market share and trading in capital markets, in wealth management, in credit cards. And then, of course, you have the asset cap lift that's coming. And that will help in terms of earnings. I think something like 5% in terms of accretion to earnings. So that's your catalyst on Wells.
How about Quanta?
Quanta is all about electrification. We talked about it, right? I mean, we've been talking about it for a couple of years now. We're going to spend $4 trillion on electrification, and Quanta Services is certainly a beneficiary. We haven't spent money on the grid and upgrading the grid in over 50 years. So Quanta is in a really good position. They actually had probably the best quarter in that particular sector on that theme. And then Meta was the best of the Mag 7 earnings reports.
Of the MAGA. That's a MAGA stock now, not just a MAG stock, I think, with all the... Right.
I know. But you know what? We talk about AI and how, for a lot of the big technology companies, they haven't seen monetization yet. These guys, AI actually has helped their time spent on Facebook increased 7% because of AI and 6% on Instagram. So they are monetizing. That's why that stock is a buy. And the stock is still down 19% from its highs, trading at 17 times earnings. So I think you can still buy that one.
Nice. All right, what else do we have? I've got a couple super chats here. Ramona, if your son's going to have soccer on Wednesdays and you want to do a live YouTube on Wednesdays, it might want to, well, I'm trying to juggle things around. My son's got soccer Mondays and Wednesdays. So yeah, I might switch the Patreon afternoon live streams to Mondays and Wednesdays. Figure something out like that. But the thing is, I don't do the Patreon live stream till like 9:30 p.m. Central, right? So usually that really shouldn't be an issue. So Crimson with the super chat. What's up, man? Just wanted to give a shout out to the Zebek paper hands who thought DCAing was dumb. We on fire and just getting started. Patreon, get there now. Rob is a crypto god. You are now in good hands, baby. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man. We got Pikachu in the house. What's up, buddy? We back in business. Congress is going to 90% of crypto. No, they're not. No, they're not. Pikachu, Sweet Chin Music, Squirtle, KO. It's super effective. Hola, bro Chacho, bro Tato, bro Ski, bro Fasa. What's going on, man? Beast Mode, Fear and Greed got to 4. Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers up. Lord of the Realm, what's up, buddy? Where have you been? Hey, things get hectic, man. I appreciate you being here, brother. I appreciate you being here. Earth Prospector, CNBC is a horrible and biased source, sorry, but not reliable here in the States. Well, that is an honest, and I respect that opinion, my friend. Sounds like Dr. Seuss riddle. There you go. Change the title to Worried. Absolutely. Anyone see Otaku? Otaku just moved, so he's probably unpacking everything into his new house, his new place. I don't know if he got an apartment, a condo, or what, but I know he just moved, so he's probably just getting set up. I'm sure we'll see him again in a few days. What's up, future family? Hope all is well. All is good, man. It's looking good. Everything's super fantastic. All right, what else do we have? Senate Dems proposed ban on presidential crypto involvement. Senate Democrats, led by Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut, have proposed a bill to ban U.S. presidents and their families from investing in or promoting cryptocurrency assets. How about first we stop congressmen and congresswomen from buying stocks with insider information? How about we do that first? The initiative response, initiative responses to the concerns surrounding the Mr. T's family crypto involvement, aiming to prevent potential conflicts of interest and ensure transparency in presidential finance. I have to point to Congress. The Modern Elements of Malfeasance Act aims to prohibit presidents and their families from engaging in cryptocurrencies. Yeah, this bill's not going to pass. This bill's not going to pass. Sorry. That's what I think of that. Until Congress stops investing in stocks with insider information, they shouldn't be pointing fingers at anybody at the end of the day. When you point one finger, three fingers point back, right? Altcoin market signals major rotation as the total 3 BTC pair nears breakout. According to analysts, stock money lizards, altcoins may finally be on the verge of a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. After a long and brutal correction, the total 3 BTC ratio, excluding Ethereum, now flashes early signs of a shift. This indicator tracks altcoin market cap relative to Bitcoin. It currently sits at 0.43, near the lower boundary of the multi-year downtrend channel that began in mid-2021. Moreover, multiple quality altcoin charts show recovery potential, with daily and weekly momentum rising from deeply oversold conditions. Traders should pay attention, as these signals often precede major rallies. Besides, the total 3 BTC reveals a distinct pattern of cyclical behavior since 2018. A steep descending channel dominated the 2018 to 2020 bear cycle. In early 2021, a breakout from this structure sparked a sharp rally, pushing the ratio to a high of 1.3. That move confirmed altcoin dominance during that period. However, the market has since entered another prolonged downtrend, with the ratio falling from 0.55 to 0.43 during the 2024-2025. This decline kept altcoins underperforming Bitcoin for nearly 4 years. As we look up here, this is what they're talking about. We descended, and this was the you can't see my cursor. This here was the 2017-18 breakout for the altcoin or 2021, breakout to the altcoin season. And since then, we've been in this downward structure, and here we are getting close to the bottom. It's getting tighter and tighter. That's what she said, and we should be breaking to the upside very soon. Another massive rally on the way for the altcoins, guys. Currently, the ratio tests the lower edge of the descending channel once again. A bullish falling wedge pattern is forming, an indicator often associated with upcoming reversals. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Additionally, see how I slid that in there? Additionally, the oscillator beneath displays rising multiple year support. It connects low key lows from 2020 and 2023. Current readings hover just above the rising support, showing resilience despite continued pressure. Moreover, momentum indicators show convergence between the green and red lines near the 0.33 level. Historically, such convergence has preceded strong directional moves. The data also includes 2 purple ellipses, one marking the 2021 breakout, and the other forecasting a potential breakout in 2020 into 2026. Futures markets remain highly volatile and prone to liquidations. Hence, seasoned traders are sticking to spot accumulation strategies. These conditions mirror past market bottoms, where price comparisons and fear create long-term opportunities. Consequently, smart money may already be rotating from Bitcoin into altcoins. Get ready, hold on to your butts. Jake the Snake, congrats to Otaku on the new living space. Absolutely. Been missing those market open streams, though. Yeah, hopefully he's back in the next couple days. He might. Yeah, I hope maybe he's back tomorrow. I don't know. I'll shoot him a message and see what he says. Hey, Crypto Future, have you been seeing the ZBEC FUD? If so, can you do a deep dive? I have not seen any FUD on ZBEC, honestly, lately. You're going to have to let me know what it is because I haven't seen any FUD on ZBEC. Get over to the Patreon, Nick says. Glad I'm over there. Very confident in Rob's guidance. I will hit 7 figures this run. It's not just how much you have. It's most importantly when you sell. Absolutely, Nick. And thank you for watching over on X, guys. Get over to the Patreon, guys. If you're not over there, we just dropped a microcap gem in the decentralized finance narrative yesterday, guys. I'm accumulating like crazy right now. You don't want to miss out on this project, guys. If you missed Onyx Coin, if you missed ZBEC, if you missed some of these other projects, you're going to want to get in on these, guys. Colton, up, down, up, down, up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start, right? Super Nintendo, baby. Richie Rich, what's up, buddy? Where you been, man? If the China negotiations go well and Powell behaves tomorrow, this is going to get crazy. I agree. LOL, didn't catch Crypto Otaku's afternoon YouTube clip after going rockstar, made his overnight in the... Nice, I didn't see that. Damn touchscreen smart... Nice. All right, let's get into the China stuff, guys. Let's get into that. Everyone's been asking about it. Let's get into it here. Boom. China and the U.S. engage in economic talks amid trade tensions. Lifeng leads a Chinese delegation to Switzerland for economic dialogue with U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bassett, scheduled from May 9th to May 12th. China-U.S. economic talks aimed to address escalating trade tensions affecting global markets. The key Chinese official is leading China's delegation to Switzerland, marking the first official engagement since recent tensions. The talks held from the 9th to the 12th involved the U.S. Treasury Secretary Bassett. Yes, we already covered that. China's stance is clear. While the door remains open for dialogue, any discussion must be based on mutual respect and equality. Both nations have endured economic impacts with tariffs affecting trade flows and market activities. This meeting could potentially ease tensions and result in adjustments to existing tariff policies. Market observers and financial analysts are closely watching these developments. Statements from both parties have emphasized the importance of achieving a fair basis for trade negotiations, highlighting the need for balanced economic measures. As Lifeng stated, Vice Premier, he, as the Chinese lead person for the China-U.S. Economic and Trade Affairs, will have a meeting with the U.S. lead person, Treasury Secretary Scott Bassett. Did you know in 2018, China responded to U.S. tariffs on steel with its own levies, impacting 128 American product categories? Historically, U.S.-China dialogue has experienced shifts, notably the end of the Joint Commission on Commerce and Trade in 2016. The renewal of talks reflects attempts to stabilize bilateral trade and address broader economic issues. Expert analysts suggest that a positive outcome could reignite investment interests and adjust trade practices. Economic analysts point to the need for strategic adjustments in the trade policies to prevent further market disruptions. Historical trends suggest that prolonged tariff impositions have negatively impacted both economies. Financial markets are assessing potential outcomes with attention to changes in taxation and economic allies. There you go. Market psychology observations seems retail was overexcited last fall only to be disinterested and exhausted prior to actual liftoff. Let's go. Absolutely, man. I've already talked about Sora at the beginning of the stream. I think that Sora's chart is being heavily manipulated right now. I would be very, very careful with that project. All right, what else do we have? Well, I guess that is about it, guys. I got some one-on-one coaching calls I got to get to over on the Patreon. So get over there, guys. Again, I'm super jacked about this decentralized finance project that we're getting into over there. We got in early on XCN. We got in early on ZBEC, on Nadix, on Cookie, on Peak, so many, guys. Moonwell, Caspa, XPR. Get over to the Patreon. Get in early on these. Book your one-on-one coaching calls if you need personalized assistance. We're live every single day over there as well. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I will see you guys in the next one. God bless.